My wife's last words to me still echo in my mind. Walter, why did you let him go? I've lived with that question for decades, and it still haunts me every single day. I was standing in our small kitchen, the smell of fresh coffee filling the air, when she said it, her voice barely above a whisper. My name is Walter. I'm 78 years old, and I'm here to share with you a story that has taught me one of the most valuable lessons of my life. It's a lesson that I wish I had learned earlier, but it's one that I hope you can learn from my mistakes. It was a sunny summer day in August 1965, in the small town of Oakdale, where I grew up. I was 22 years old, and I had just started working at the local hardware store. My best friend, Jimmy, had just gotten into a fight with his dad, and he showed up at my doorstep, tears streaming down his face. He told me that his dad had kicked him out of the house, and he had nowhere else to go. I took him in, and we spent the night talking and drinking beer in my backyard. But here is what I never told anyone. Jimmy had a younger sister, Emily, who was only 16 years old at the time. She was a sweet girl with a smile that could light up a room. Jimmy had always been protective of her, and he told me that his dad had been mistreating her. I remember feeling a knot in my stomach, but I didn't know what to do. I was young and scared, and I didn't want to get involved. As the days went by, Jimmy started to settle in, and we became inseparable. We would go fishing, play basketball, and explore the woods. But I could see the pain in Jimmy's eyes, and I knew that he was worried about his sister. He would often talk about her, and how he wanted to go back and rescue her. But I told him to stay away, that it was too dangerous. I was afraid of his dad, and I didn't want anything to happen to Jimmy. But here is what I never told anyone. I had a chance to make it right. One day, Jimmy's sister Emily showed up at my doorstep, crying and scared. She told me that her dad had been beating her, and that she couldn't take it anymore. I remember feeling a surge of adrenaline, and I knew that I had to do something. But I was scared, and I didn't know what to do. So I did nothing. I sent her back home, telling her that I would try to help her, but I never did. It's been over 50 years since that day, and I still think about Emily and Jimmy. I often wonder what happened to them, and if they are okay. I've tried to find them, but they seem to have vanished into thin air. The regret and guilt that I feel are overwhelming at times. I've learned that regret is a heavy burden to carry, and it's one that I will carry with me for the rest of my life. The one lesson that I've learned from this experience is that sometimes you have to take a stand, even if it's scary. You have to be willing to take a risk and face the consequences. I wish I had been brave enough to help Emily and Jimmy, but I wasn't. I hope that you can learn from my mistakes, and that you will be brave when it counts. But here is what I want you to know. It's never too late to make things right. I've spent my whole life trying to make up for what I didn't do, and it's been a hard journey. But I've learned that forgiveness is key, and that you have to forgive yourself first. I've forgiven myself, and I've moved on. But the memory of Emily and Jimmy will always stay with me, and it will always remind me of what could have been. My wife's last words to me still echo in my mind. Walter, why did you let him go? I know that she was talking about Jimmy, and how I let him down. But I also know that she was talking about myself, and how I let myself down. I let my fear and my doubts guide me, and it cost me dearly. But I've learned from my mistakes, and I hope that you can too. So if you're still with me, please subscribe to my channel, and let's grow old together. As I sit here, reflecting on the journey that has brought me to this moment, I am reminded of the power of self-awareness and the importance of taking responsibility for our own lives. It's easy to get caught up in the idea that our circumstances are beyond our control, that we are victims of fate or circumstance. But the truth is, we always have a choice. We can choose to let our fears and doubts hold us back, or we can face them head-on and push through to the other side. I think back to all the times I let my own fears and doubts hold me back. I think about the opportunities one missed, the relationships I sabotaged, and the dreams I put on hold. And I realize that it was all because I was afraid of failure, afraid of not being good enough, afraid of being rejected or criticized. But what I've come to understand is that failure is not the opposite of success. It's a part of it. Every successful person has experienced failure along the way, and it's how we respond to those failures that ultimately determines our outcome. I've learned that it's okay to not have all the answers, to not have it all together. It's okay to be vulnerable, to be imperfect, and to make mistakes. Because it's in those moments of vulnerability and imperfection that we are able to grow, to learn, and to become the people we are meant to be. And it's in those moments that we are able to connect with others on a deeper level, to form meaningful relationships, and to find true fulfillment. As I look back on my journey, I am reminded of the people who have helped shape me into the person I am today. The people who have supported me, encouraged me, and pushed me to be my best self. And I am grateful for the lessons I've learned along the way, the lessons that have taught me to be brave, to be resilient, and to be kind. I am grateful for the struggles, for the setbacks, and for the failures, because they have taught me to appreciate the beauty of life, to appreciate the little things, and to never take anything for granted. And as I look to the future, I am excited to see what's in store. I am excited to continue growing, to continue learning, and to continue evolving. I am excited to connect with like-minded individuals, to form new relationships, and to build a community of people who are passionate about personal growth and self-awareness. And I am excited to share my story, to share my experiences, and to share my insights with others in the hopes that it may inspire, motivate, and uplift them on their own journey. So, to everyone who has been a part of my journey so far, I want to say thank you. Thank you for watching, thank you for listening, and thank you for being a part of my life. Your support, your encouragement, and your love mean the world to me, and I am honored to have you along for the ride. And to those who are just joining me, I welcome you with open arms. I invite you to join me on this journey of self-discovery, of personal growth, and of exploration. Let's grow, let's learn, and let's evolve together. Let's support each other, let's uplift each other, and let's create a community that is based on love, kindness, and compassion. As we embark on this journey together, I want to share with you a personal story that has been weighing on my heart. It's a story of struggle, of perseverance, and of ultimate triumph. It's a story that I hope will resonate with you, and one that I hope will inspire you to keep moving forward, even when the road ahead seems uncertain. You see, I've been on a path of self-discovery for what feels like a lifetime, and it's been a winding road full of twists and turns. There have been moments of pure joy, of unadulterated happiness, and there have been moments of deep sorrow, of feeling lost and alone. But through it all, I've come to realize that it's the struggles, the challenges, and the setbacks that have shaped me into the person I am today. They've taught me the value of resilience, of grit, and of determination. They've shown me that even in the darkest of times, there is always hope, always a light at the end of the tunnel. And they've reminded me that I am never alone, that there are people out there who care, who understand, and who are willing to lend a helping hand. As I look back on my journey, I'm reminded of the power of community, of the importance of having people in our lives who support us, who uplift us, and who encourage us to be our best selves. And that's exactly what I want to create here, a community that is built on the principles of love, kindness, and compassion. A community where we can come together, share our stories, and support one another on our individual journeys. A community where we can be vulnerable, where we can be authentic, and where we can be ourselves without fear of judgment or rejection. Because when we come together, when we support each other, and when we uplift each other, that's when the real magic happens. That's when we can create a ripple effect of love, of kindness, and of compassion that can spread far and wide. So, I want to leave you with a challenge today, a challenge to reach out to someone in your life, someone who may be struggling, someone who may be feeling lost or alone. Offer them a listening ear, a supportive word, and a helping hand. Because, in the end, it's the small acts of kindness, the small gestures of love and compassion that can make all the difference in someone's life. And as we move forward on this journey together, I want to remind you that you are not alone. You are part of a community that is here to support you, to uplift you, and to encourage you to be your best self. You are part of a community that believes in you, that believes in your worth, and that believes in your potential. So let's continue to grow, let's continue to learn, and let's continue to evolve together. Let's support each other, let's uplift each other, and let's create a world that is filled with love, kindness, and compassion. A world where everyone has the opportunity to thrive, to flourish, and to reach their full potential. And as we strive to create this world, I want to leave you with a quote that has inspired me on my own journey, a quote that I hope will inspire you as well. It's a quote from Maya Angelou, who said, "Do the best you can until you know better. Then, when you know better, do better." These words have resonated with me because they remind me that we are all on a journey of growth, of learning, and of evolution. We are all doing the best we can with the resources we have and with the knowledge we possess. And as we learn, as we grow, and as we evolve, we must strive to do better, to be better, and to create a better world for ourselves and for those around us. So let's take these words to heart, and let's strive to do better, to be better, and to create a world that is filled with love, kindness, and compassion. A world where everyone has the opportunity to thrive, to flourish, and to reach their full potential. And as we embark on this journey together, I want to thank you, from the bottom of my heart, for being part of this community, for being part of this journey. Your presence, your support, and your encouragement mean the world to me, and I am honored to be on this path with you.